snap of a stem, the rustle of a small bundle in your hands. Can something so ordinary become a little comfort? Tonight, we rescue the bright, overlooked carrot tops and turn them into 3 small rituals: a tiny carrot top pesto spoon, a single cup greens broth, and a warm carrot top oil compress. All small, all doable tonight. The recipe card and a safety checklist are in the show notes. If you like what you hear, subscribe and come back for more kitchen rescues. Welcome back to Earthy Remedy, where nature's wisdom becomes everyday wellness. I'm Fiona Thompson. Tonight's episode is all about low-waste kitchen magic. 3 tiny comforts from carrot tops that you probably toss without a second thought. First, a small kitchen problem. Have you ever stood at the sink with a bunch of carrots and a handful of green tops and felt a tiny pang? Do I compost them or can I use them? I remember a neighborhood market where vendors tied carrots in little bundles and gave the tops away like a small fragrant secret. People would tuck them into baskets or mash them into a salad dressing if they were daring. That thrift, that attention, it's what these recipes honor. Tonight, think of your carrot tops as an invitation, not waste.
Now, a little plain science and tradition. Let me break this down so you understand why these tops taste the way they do and how to make their flavor gentle and lovely. The green note in leaves comes from chlorophyll and volatile aromatics, bright, herbaceous molecules that can also carry bitterness. The good news, a very quick blanch, 20 to 30 seconds in boiling water, followed by an icy shock, softens that edge and brings forward the aromatic notes. Salt and acid also help balance bitterness, which is why we add a tiny squeeze of lemon to the pesto and a pinch of salt to the broth.
The culinary traditions that use herbaceous tops are everywhere. A Mediterranean herb sauce, a Southeast Asian green relish, backyard cooks using every leaf they have. Nutritionally speaking, carrot greens bring a fresh, aromatic dimension and a little vitamin content. Cooking methods matter because they change texture and flavor. So our approach is culinary first, tasty, small, and safe. We're not offering medical advice. We are offering kitchen rituals rooted in careful technique. Who might skip or adapt these tonight? If you know you react to plants in the Apiaceae family, things like carrots, celery, or parsnip, please substitute with spinach or basil for the pesto and broth. Always wash your greens under running water, trim browned bits, and choose organic when possible. For topical use, we require a 24-hour skin patch test. I'll explain that step when we get to the compress. Small cautions, big affection. Quick overview of tonight's yields so you know what to expect. Pesto spoon, about 1 to 2 tablespoons, perfect to lift a slice of toast or a porridge bowl. Single cup greens broth, roughly 250 milliliters, a sipping cup or a small broth to fold into soup. Warm oil compress, enough to fill a 2 to 4 ounce jar and warm a small cloth to cradle a tired hand. We'll work with single jar, single cup measures, so it's friendly for one person in one evening. Okay, we're at the big part, the recipe walkthrough. If you're cooking along, pause me and gather your tools. A small pot, a fine sieve or cheesecloth, a blender or mortar and pestle, a sterilized 2 to 4 ounce jar, and a small towel or muslin. I'll read each ingredient slowly. You can jot them down or just listen. The written recipe is in the notes. Ingredients. I'll read each section slowly. Pesto spoon. 1/2 cup packed carrot tops, stems removed if woody. 1 tablespoon toasted seed or nut. Try toasted sunflower seeds or almonds. 1/2 to 1 teaspoon lemon juice. A pinch of salt. And 1 to 2 teaspoons neutral oil. Olive oil or avocado oil work. Optional, a small clove of garlic if you like it bright. Substitutions. If you can't use carrot tops, use 1/2 cup spinach plus a tablespoon of parsley. Single cup greens broth. 1 cup, about 250 milliliters, water. 1/2 cup loosely packed carrot tops. A small sprig of thyme or a tiny bay leaf for warmth. A pinch of salt. and an optional slice of onion or a sliver of ginger if you want more depth. Substitutions. Spinach or basil can stand in here as well. Warm oil compress. To make about 2 to 3 tablespoons of infused oil, you'll need 1/4 cup fresh carrot tops and 60 milliliters neutral oil. That's about 1/4 cup plus a teaspoon. A light olive oil, sunflower, or grapeseed oil are all fine. You'll also need a small, sterilized 2 to 4 ounce jar, fine sieve or cheesecloth, and a small towel or muslin to make the compress. Remember, topical use requires a 24-hour patch test. We will walk that through. Equipment recap: small pot, stove or heat source, blender or mortar and pestle, fine sieve or cheesecloth, jar to store, small spoon for tasting, and a timer. If you don't have a blender, a mortar and pestle will make a very rustic and lovely pesto. Step by step, we'll start with washing and prepping. Step 1. Rinse your carrot tops under running water. Gently rub between your fingers to remove grit. Trim any browned or limp bits. This takes about 30 seconds to a minute. Choose the freshest greens you can. Brighter color, brisk aroma. Step 2. Roughly chop the tops so they fit easily into your blender or mortar. For the pesto, measure a packed half cup. For the oil, set aside 1/4 cup of chopped tops. For the broth, loosely pack half a cup. Take a moment to notice the scent. Green, a little peppery. That aroma is part of the invitation. Step 3. Blanch for bitterness management. Bring a small pot of water to a rolling boil. Have an ice bath or a bowl of very cold water ready. Drop the portion for the pesto, half a cup, into the boiling water for 20 to 30 seconds. Remove with a slotted spoon and plunge immediately into the ice bath. This brightens color and softens some of the bitter edge. Do the same with the single cup broth leaves, 20 to 30 seconds, then shock. If you're infusing oil using a sun jar or low warm method, you don't need blanching. Oil infusion pulls out aromatic notes differently. Step 4. Pesto assembly. If you're using a blender, add the blanched carrot tops, 1 tablespoon toasted seed or nut, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon lemon juice, a pinch of salt, and 1 teaspoon of oil. Pulse until you have a spoonable, slightly coarse smear. If it feels dry, add the 2nd teaspoon of oil. Taste carefully. Start with a fingertip smear. If it's too bitter, a touch more lemon balances it. If using a mortar, pound a seed greens with a pinch of salt, then slowly work in the oil until you reach that smearable texture. This step should take about 1 to 2 minutes. Step 5. Single cup greens broth. Put 1 cup of water in your small pot. Add the blanched half cup of carrot tops and your tiny sprig of thyme, a pinch of salt, and the optional slice of onion or ginger. Bring to a gentle simmer, not a rolling boil, and let it simmer gently for 8 to 12 minutes. You're looking for a softened, aromatic cup, not a concentrated stock. After simmering, strain through your sieve or cheesecloth into a mug. Let it cool until it's comfortably warm for sipping. Taste a small spoonful. If you need brightness, a squeeze of lemon will lift it. This simmer step is where the leaves yield aroma and a subtle green flavor. Timing: set a timer for 8 minutes, then taste and decide if you want 2 more. Step 6. Infused oil for the warm compress. 2 safe methods: sun jar or low warm bath. If you choose the quick warm bath method tonight, place the 1/4 cup of chopped carrot tops in a small heat-proof bowl with 60 milliliters of neutral oil. Set that bowl inside a larger pan of warm water on very low heat. Keep the water temperature low, around a gentle 50 to 60 degrees Celsius if you can gauge it. We don't want the oil smoking or getting hot. Let the tops infuse for 30 to 60 minutes, stirring gently now and then. If you prefer a no-heat sun jar, place the jar in a sunny spot for several hours until it smells aromatic. After infusion, strain through the fine sieve or cheesecloth into a sterilized jar. Let it cool to room temperature before testing on your skin. Step 7. Patch test and compress assembly. Mandatory 24-hour patch test for topical use. Put a tiny dab of the cooled infused oil on the inner forearm, cover with a bandage, and wait 24 hours. If you notice redness, itching, or irritation, do not use the oil topically. If after 24 hours it's fine, heat a small spoonful of the oil until comfortably warm, test on the inside of your wrist, and soak a small muslin or towel with 1 to 2 teaspoons of oil. Wring lightly so it's not dripping, fold into a small compress, and apply to the area you want to soothe for 3 to 5 minutes to start. Never apply hot compresses to broken skin. A few common mistakes to avoid. Don't over-blanch. 30 seconds is enough. Don't let the oil get too hot or smoke. Cool and refrigerate strained liquids within 2 hours. Always do the patch test before topical use. And when tasting broths for the first time, start with a fingertip, not a big gulp if you're unsure about sensitivities. Storage and serving tips. Label jars with the date. Pesto refrigerated will keep about 7 to 10 days. Use a clean spoon each time. Single cup broth is best within 48 to 72 hours refrigerated. If it smells off or fizzy, discard. Infused oil will keep 4 to 6 weeks refrigerated, or use it more quickly if you prefer. To serve the pesto, a tiny smear on toast, a dot on porridge, or stirred into warm grains. The single cup broth is lovely before bed, or folded into a small vegetable soup. The compress is a tactile minute of care, 3 to 5 minutes at first, noticing temperature and sensation. Safety recap. Wash your greens thoroughly under running water. Trim brown parts. Choose organic when possible. If you have known allergies to Apiaceae plants, substitute those greens. Refrigerate strained items promptly, within 2 hours. Perform the 24-hour skin patch test before using the oil on larger areas. If you notice any irritation, or if a liquid develops off smells or fizz, discard it. And of course, consult a healthcare provider about any medical concerns. These are culinary and sensory practices, not medical treatments. Let's take a short sensory pause. If you made the pesto, scoop a fingertip's worth and taste it slowly. Hold the tiny spoon to your lips, breathe in the green note, notice the lemon brightening the top. If you made the broth, cup the mug in both hands, lift it to your nose, and inhale the softened leaf aroma. This is a small ritual, a moment of mindful attention. It's not about perfection, it's about noticing. Reflection and encouragement. Rescuing carrot tops is a small act of care for the planet, for your pantry, and for your senses. Try just one of these this week: a pesto spoon at breakfast, a single cup broth before bed, or a brief warm compress when your hands feel tired. Start small. Notice what changes. You don't need to do everything at once. Quick recap of timings. Blanch, 20-30 seconds. Simmer broth, 8 to 12 minutes. Infuse oil, 30 to 60 minutes on low heat, or a few hours in sun. Patch test, 24 hours. Compress initial application, 3 to 5 minutes. Those numbers will live with you. Short, precise, and mindful. If you'd like to share, did you make a tiny jar tonight? Send us a voice note or a photo. We'd love to see your pesto spoon or your single cup broth. Subscribe to the show so you don't miss future kitchen rescues. And if this episode helped you rescue something from the compost, tell us. Those small shifts matter more than you'd think. Thank you for listening to Earthy Remedy. Listen to your body. Trust the earth. Feel the difference. Good night, and take care of yourself and your greens.